Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula, and welcome to my sort of podcast. Yeah, it's been some time since the last vid, and updates have been sparse. Super sorry about that. It's due to circumstances beyond my control, but still, super sorry about that. I'll be sprucing up and refreshing everything, but right now, the focus is on getting back into videos and making them frequent again like they were just a few months ago. Are you with me?
I guess.
Anywho, I'm joined by a guest. Say hello.
Oh, hey. Ghoulash here.
You're looking dusty, Ghoulash. Don't suppose we'll be seeing some more gulags from you anytime soon?
I guess, maybe.
Well, you have no choice in the matter. It was more of a rhetorical question.
Oh, I see.
Yes, you have no free will. Anyway, in this vid, we'll be talking about the new Halloween sequel from Blumhouse. What's it called again, Ghoulash?
Halloween.
No, that's the original's title. What's this new film called?
It's called Halloween, sir.
Haha, I mean the new one. I know Rob Zombie made a remake just called Halloween, but this new one is a sequel to the original, so it should have a name that reflects this, right?
Yes, it should.
Okay, so what's this Halloween sequel called?
Halloween?
Okay, I'm gonna rip out your goddamn throat!
Sir, your blood pressure.
You just make me so fucking angry.
I know, but the sequel is just called Halloween.
Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the trailer dropped and our audience is just itching to hear our thoughts on it. Well, my thoughts. Nobody gives a shit what you think, Ghoulash.
Then why am I here?
Because you hate doing this shit. Before the trailer was put out into the world, though, Blumhouse gave the first glimpses of Michael Myers 40 years later. He looks old.
The guy is a little over 60 in this one.
Yeah, but he still looks intimidating. I was afraid the shape would look like he'd need to include a cane in his shape, but damn, besides the wrinkles, he still looks like a tough son of a bitch.
The mask has aged and looks dirty, like the Rob Zombie flick, but in that one, the mask was too thin, the hair wasn't right, and the aging was really contrived. This new mask looks exactly like the originals, just aged up realistically. The film seems to really be keeping track of small details this time around as well. From what I can tell, this is the first time any of the films actually bothered to remember Michael losing his eye to a hanger. Even Halloween 2, which took place moments after the first, just sort of ignored it.
The look of an old Michael Myers is totally on point. Reminds me a bit of Batman in The Dark Knight Returns, a grittier, bruiser Michael Myers. It just looks fucking cool and not the joke I was afraid of. I mean, an elderly slasher villain is not something you ever see.
For good reason.
In this case, it works. It's scary to think that even in his old age, Michael hasn't slowed down. I mean, he still walks slow, but whatever.
Of course, before talking about the trailer, it should be mentioned that this movie's promotion is kinda last minute for its October release, and also its ending apparently wasn't received well by test audiences.
What do test audiences know anyway? Nothing. Anyhow, this sequel caught my eye early on because it's directed / co-written by David Gordon Green and surprisingly co-written by Danny McBride.
David Gordon Green directed such acclaimed films as Stronger, Joe, Prince Avalanche.
Also, Your Highness. Fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah.
In addition, John Carpenter is an executive producer and he hasn't even touched the series since '81. And from what I hear, the legend himself is composing the score.
I mean, he's not the best director these days, but he's still a great musician.
I'll say. So the trailer finally saw the light of day after a long, brutal wait, and you know what? It looks really cool. Right off the bat, the trailer makes it clear that the flick ignores every movie after one. It might even ignore the first movie's ending from what I've heard. Michael doesn't make a clean getaway. Loomis successfully apprehends the boogeyman. Speaking of which, it'd be cool to have Loomis show up in a flashback on that night through a body double, clever lighting, and some archival Donald Pleasance audio.
Yeah, Loomis needs a bit of a nod to his legacy.
Well, ideally, I'd want a full-on CGI Tarkin-looking Loomis.
I don't think they have the budget for that, sir.
Whatever, crush all my dreams, why don't you? Creating a new timeline has been controversial amongst fans on account of the Halloween series already having 3 distinct timelines, with one being the shitty remake timeline, and the other 2 branching off from Halloween 2. This new timeline is very different, and I'd say there's a decent need for it.
Yeah, the new Halloween erases Halloween 2, deliberately to get rid of a key detail revealed in it that the whole series had been fixated on: Laurie and Michael's blood relation.
Yepers, Michael is no longer Laurie Strode's big bro, which means Michael is killing without any apparent underlying motivation.
Wasn't it her brother who murdered all those babysitters?
No,
It was not her brother. That's something that people made up.
The shape is back to being purely the boogeyman from the first Halloween.
It's sort of jarring for some people because the series has hinged on this for so long, but I think film franchises should be allowed to have fluid continuities that can be bended for the sake of telling new stories that branch out from the source material.
Yeah, comics do it all the damn time. Why can't movies? One thing that sort of irks me is that Mike has been in captivity again for 40 years, which is kinda eerie because he's been unresponsive that whole time, but he only kills a handful of people in this timeline. Not exactly the same legendary status.
You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Or legs.
How do you make an omelet by breaking legs?
I'll show you later.
Oh no.
I will say this though, Michael is the most like Michael he's ever been since the original, and that can mostly be attributed to Nick Castle returning to the role. It might be more advisory than him actually wearing the mask all the time, but this is the ideal shape on display. All the details are correct.
It feels like this film went back to the roots of the character as being very efficient, methodical, and quiet, but having a sort of theatrical mind. Take the Judith Myers bedroom tombstone scene in one, or in this trailer, dropping all of a mechanic's teeth on the floor of a bathroom. There's no real reason for these acts beyond building up a sense of terror in his victims. It's an aspect of Michael that's sort of been forgotten.
Yeah, in most of the sequels, he kinda just kills. The trailer had a good balance of bloodshed and suspense, like the closet scene. Simple yet effective. Nothing too elaborate or over the top seems to happen in this new flick. Back to basics.
Not a whole lot is known about the new characters, like Judy Greer's and Annie Matichak's characters, but they are descended from Laurie Strode, reprised by Jamie Lee Curtis. Despite no longer being related to Michael, Laurie has become obsessed with Michael since her encounter and hopes to someday kill him.
Yeah, essentially, Laurie Strode has become the new Dr. Loomis, but with personal trauma related to him. It's an interesting aspect of the character, and it couldn't really be accomplished without eliminating the bloodline.
It'll be cool to see where Laurie's story goes from here, but watching the trailer, I couldn't help but feel like the flick will sort of recycle a lot of stuff. The creators said that it'd be filled with homages, but they seem a little blatant. Scenes like the gas station and bathrooms seem lifted straight out of Halloween 4 and H2O.
Yeah, the new Halloween definitely looks like a remix of the original film, with Michael escaping from the sanitarium and a gun-toting obsessive hunting him down. We'll see if there's a lot more originality on display when it comes out. It's certainly grown on me though after several watches of the trailer.
The visuals are certainly lovely and the music is on point. Hopefully the trailer's score gives a decent preview of what's to come with the music that Carpenter brings to the table.
I guess all that matters is that it looks and sounds like a flick authentic to the original Halloween, which is clearly what they're hoping to accomplish. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of the trailer, folks. And please pledge to my Patreon. I could use all the help I can get relaunching the channel, and I'll be revamping it for all of you loyal fans out there once I get everything back on the ground.
Also, follow Doc on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Dr. Wolfula.
I'll see you guys again soon.
Bye everybody.
I really hope this Halloween doesn't suck.